Hey guys, this is David Nguyen with the Mortgage Edge podcast brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today I got a high producing special lady from Corpus Christi, Texas, Mylin and Mylin, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, David. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I've been watching you and tracking your numbers for a long time now, and you're doing big things out there in Corpus Christi. But let's kind of take it way back. How long have you been a realtor?
I've been a realtor for about 6 years. I am full time for 5 years.
Okay. What did you do before
So
becoming a realtor?
I was a physical therapist assistant for about 20 years. So long time in Corpus.
How do you leave physical? I always like to ask, how your journey started, what made you go from one job to the next or whatever. 5 year puts us around COVID time. A lot of people have changed jobs during COVID. Were you one of the people?
Yes, exactly. It was just a journey, like you said. I did not expect to be in real estate. I don't know anything about real estate prior to when I was getting my license. All I knew was I love watching HGTV every day and all night. So that's my whole family watches HGTV. And one day, one of my client is a broker here in Corpus, and she told me, it's like, you'll be good. You need to get your license because you'll be so good at it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know anything about real estate. Prior to that, I bought a couple of houses, not with me, but with my husband before. And so that's all I know. But I was not, involved at all. And so I did at that time. I was married. I had 5 kids at home. Uh, and I was working part time at a clinic, which is from 8 to 12, and then have the kids at home. So I did my online classes, and I didn't want to invest a lot of money in the class. I did not know how I would do, and I don't know anything about it. So I went to a website and I got $165 deal. So I was like, okay, I can invest in that. And so I did. I got my license in 10 months. Took me a while because I only did it in the evening when the kids are asleep.
So you went to
So,
a website and got a real estate license for $165. Was it an online website that you got your real estate license?
yes, I forgot the name of that company. It was, you put your number, like it gives you all the credit, like I forgot. I forgot the company, but it's a website where you can just get like what's on sale this month. Like little places like facials and
Oh,
haircut.
Groupon.
Which one?
Groupon?
Yes, Groupon. Yes,
So
yeah, Groupon.
you started a career off of Groupon, and look what you have become. See, this is why I go back in time. That's a great story.
Yes, I did. I did buy it a Groupon, and took me 10 months. And so I started part time actually. So I got my license May of 2019,
Okay.
and I was that first year I just did it. Um, my first deal was in May. I did a lot of open houses, so I finally got my first deal in May of 2019.
That's
Cash,
awesome.
cash too.
And how'd you find that client?
Open houses.
So you just volunteered to do open houses?
Yep. I went to all my colleagues because at that time I was working for Coldwell Banker, and we have about 150, 180 agents in the company. So I would just ask the top producers, it's like, hey, can I do an open house for you this weekend?
Yeah.
And so almost every weekend I would do open houses.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
first couple years, you struggled. When did you really uh, make it in the real estate business? What
I,
was the defining moment? What was it that was just the aha moment?
uh, okay, so my first year, which is March of 2019 to December 2019, I sold 11 homes.
That's
And
good for your first year.
yeah, so I was like, ooh, like I did good, right? So the
Yeah.
following year, it's like, what's the goal? Well, at our company, if you sell about 3 million, you get a pin with CB on it, and it's a gold pin. But if you sell 5 million, you get a gold pin with diamonds around it. And so at that time, I'm just working. So March of 2020, when I became full time because of COVID. I was working part time at a clinic, so I was told that, hey, I'm not at, they're gonna let me go because we don't have patients. So at that time, I decided, like, well, I mean, I feel like I'm doing better in real estate, so I just went to real estate full time. So my first year, actually, I sold about 48 homes and did 8.6 million.
Where'd you get all the
So
leads?
open houses. And I was, okay, background, in November of 2019, I went to this conference in um, LA. I don't know if you've heard Kevin Ward. He
Mm-hmm.
was a real estate coach at that time. And so I signed up myself and went there for a 3-day course. And then what my takeaway from that was, it opened my eyes that anybody can do it in this business. That just gave me the confidence that, okay, if they were making $500,000 a year over there, although it's LA, I don't see why I can't do well here in Corpus. And so
Right.
that just gave me that confidence. And it's like, what are they doing that made them successful? And I brought it back here. It's like, okay, I'll do what it takes to continue to be successful. So when I became full time, I think my brokerage saw that I was doing very well. I was a hustler, and I was at the office every single day. I drop off my kids. I mean, at that time, I have 4 kids at home. So I would drop them all off to school, and I go to the office and either talk, just listen to the people that's around there. And we have phone time. So anybody that's like, hey, does anyone wants my phone time? I'm always the first one to say yes. I always do open houses on the weekend. And so they saw that, and then they had this lead generation that they were paying Zillow, I think, at that time, and they had 5 agents that they're feeding to. Well, finally, they saw me. They asked me, it's like, would you like to be a part of that group? And if I be a part of that group, if a lead comes in, it would ring to 5 agents. Whoever answers first gets the lead. So by that time, almost 80% of the calls that comes in, I was able to get. And when someone meets me, I pretty much is able to hold them, bring them in as my clients. So yeah, and I think because I've been in Corpus Christi for a long time too. At that time, I have to kind of project and tell my friends and my network that I am a professional real estate agent. I'm not a physical therapist anymore, but I'm a professional realtor, real estate agent. And so it took me a while to kind of have that credibility to be, a realtor in front of them. But the more they see that I was doing very well, the more they see my name, top lister, top producer on the side of the road, they knew that it's like, okay, if I need a house, they would call me.
You know what?
So
All I hear from all this is hard work. Hard work. If
for
you want
sure.
to work hard, you can be successful, and you've definitely emulated that. So well, I want to go back to real estate here in just a few minutes. But I want to talk about you and your family a little bit. 5 kids. How the heck do you raise 5 kids? And I know one's at UT Law, one's like I mean, all your kids are super successful. Are you a tiger mom? Are you one of those
Oh,
ladies?
of course. I don't deny that. No, I expect a lot from them, and they know that they have to do well no matter what. So yeah, so my oldest is 30 years old, just got married last year, and she's an attorney in Chicago right now, immigration attorney.
Okay.
And then my son, he's 23, and he just graduated from UT for electrical engineering. And then my two step kids, my stepson is a junior at UT. He's actually in Norway right now doing a study abroad. And then my stepdaughter, Anisha, she's graduating this year, and she's going to Texas A&M College Station. And my little baby, she's 11, and she's going to Baker Middle School. She's sixth grade, plays piano, plays golf, and math, of course, So
That's awesome. That's I mean, what you feel you're very blessed, Mylin. So how long have you been in the Corpus area? I think you like 30 years, right?
yeah, since 1999, so about 26 years.
What were you before that?
Houston, but I'm originally from the Philippines. I came here to the United States in 92,
Okay.
and from I still haven't went back, but yeah. So, but I did my internship here in Corpus Christi, so I came back um, to work here, and I've never left. I tried to bring in my whole family, but I'm still here.
So so with what you're doing, you got a broad range. You don't just cater to the Asian community, right? You cater to
Oh
everyone.
no, no, that's just very minute part of
Yeah.
my business. Um, right now, I'm getting a lot of referrals back. Most of my clients that I've sold 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they are coming back to me now. Um, but even colleagues, they see that I'm doing well, so they would ask me to, like, hey, I have a portfolio of 15 homes. I want to unload for four of them. Can you list them? And a lot of them have known other agents, but they just see that like I said, I do work hard and I am honest, and I want to provide the best service for my clients.
So
So,
let's talk a little bit about the real estate market in Corpus Christi. How much of it is second home investment properties? Because y'all are a beach town compared to it being the primary house. Is it about 50-50? What is it?
no, I would say about maybe 30-70, because like it depends on what part of Corpus Christi. So we have
Yeah.
Port Aransas, North Padre Island, Corpus Christi area, and then Cull Island. But we do have the Naval Air Station here. We have the amazing Island College, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then quite a lot of second homes in Port A. That's
Yeah.
majority over there is definitely second homes.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. So now, fast forward, 'cause you're not doing Zillow leads anymore. Is it all organic? Is it
no,
all sphere of influences?
yes,
Everything that you get is just sphere of influence in less than 5 years, huh? How do you tell the people that are struggling out there? 70. Think about that. 70% of the agents out there didn't sell one home last year, and then you, who's 5 years in the business, is doing more than people that's been in the business 20, 30 years. What's uh, no one told you that last year was an off year. They said that 2024 was one of the worst years in real estate. Obviously 2008 was pretty bad too, but they say it was worse than 2008. Well, you weren't in the business back then, but you are in the business now, and all you've seen is success. Like I've tracked you, woman. Every year you've been in the business, you've grown. You've done more than the previous year.
yes, yeah, I do. I'm not sure what I can contribute to that, but quite a lot. I do have, since when I started, I have about 5 to 6 investors that, I have to show them value. And so whenever they need, so we bought and sold. So we flipped. We did a lot of flips. I would say 25% of my business at that time, but 3 years ago, was about is investors. And so, and they keep, once I work with them, they stay with me. I don't know why, but I respond. I call them. They call me. I always have an open communication. Um, with the amount of business I do, I have to hire, which I've had her for 3 years now, a virtual assistant.
Yep.
And so we've been working together. And I don't know if I told you, I did Tom Ferry real estate coaching for about 3 years.
Okay.
So that kind of helped me as well. I would definitely say that it gave me some professionalism that I, you know, wouldn't have known. I had to invest in myself because I knew I was professional in physical therapy. I got my license. You know, I studied for that. Just because you have your license in real estate doesn't mean you're a professional. I mean, you have to project. You have to show that you are a professional. So.
Well, again, investing in yourself. I've had a mortgage coach since 2022. It's an investment we make because they look at the areas that we're deficient in. Sometimes you
Yep.
can stare at it too much, and they tell you how to do it a different way. Seems like all the high producers have a mentor or a coach that they do something to mentor them or help coach them through the process. So now, is it about 50-50? You have just because you used to be more of a buy side agent than a listing agent. Now it's about 50-50, 50%. Do you?
Actually, like, this year is crazy. My listing is to the roof. I have probably right now active listing. I have about 20, and I have about, I would say, 10 more in my pipeline.
Yeah.
So I'm becoming heavy, listing heavy. Um, but like at the beginning of the year, everybody's slow, right? So I
Yeah.
figured out a way. It's like, hey, if I can show my investors, like, this is a good deal to buy, as a rental. So I sold about 3 new homes as a rental home. So new construction homes. So I just went to them. It's like, I think this is a great deal. I think you'll. So now I have to show that I can rent them. So.
That's awesome. Well, and again, let's talk about listings have gone way up. They're up 35% from last year, from this point last year to today. But what they don't tell you is listings are sitting on the market. Anywhere from 60 to 120 days is the average listings for most houses. The days of
Yep.
it sitting for a weekend or 30 days is gone. I don't know. There's not many listings that are doing that.
Yep.
And are you
It
doing your
is.
own open houses now, or do you have someone else do your open houses?
I still do. I try to do at least once or twice a month. But since I have so many listings, all the other agents in my office have been asking to host
Yeah.
the open houses and broker open houses. You know, so
What are you doing anything special for the listings to keep them moving, or
just keeping, like, marketing. I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I boost it on I put it on YouTube, post it on Facebook. So just trying to be in front of other agents around town. And I'm a big network person. So I do a lot of nonprofits as well. And so I think that's kind of, it's a blessing in disguise. I think that real estate has blessed me quite a lot. So I want to give that back to the community.
well, you're busy, lady. I mean, you're working 7 days a week. What days do you take off? You take any days off?
No, I'm trying to take off sometime on Sunday. But not that much. Like I said, I'm on Habitat for Humanity. I'm a very active board member for Corpus Christi Association of Realtors, and I'm chairing a Walk with Pride Foundation, which is, we raise funds to buy shoes for kids before going to school. So I'm very active in the community, for
That's
sure.
awesome, lady. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I could sit here and talk with you all day long, but I know it's Friday, and it's for real estate. It's our beginning of our week, right? Weekends are our
Yes.
busiest time. I appreciate you taking some time out of the day because you're one of the hardest women to get a hold of because you're always so busy. What did we not talk about that we should have talked about today, Mylin?
I feel like, for agents that are upcoming, I mean, having that mindset, a strong mindset that you can do well. You just have to having that mindset and the work ethics that to be successful. I think that will help them move forward, in the right direction. Because I feel like no matter what, if you have that mindset but you don't get up till at noon and start working, it's not gonna work. Like every single day, no matter if I have an appointment or not, I get up, get dressed every morning, and come to the office. I am paying for my own office because I know it keeps me motivated. I look professional for myself and for any of my clients. So I think that just having that, having a good work ethic and a strong mindset would help.
I agree. Well, Mylin, if I'm looking to buy, sell, or invest in the Corpus Christi area, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's you, because you obviously are the industry expert, and I just get to hang out with you. So if I want to, how do I get hold of you? How do the people out there get hold of you?
Well, you can call me at my mobile. My cell number is 832-540-1006. And my email address is mylin.realtor@gmail.com. And, text me or call me anytime.
And if you're watching this live, folks, you saw that go across the lower thirds. I know this. If I'm looking for real estate in the Corpus Christi area, there's only one lady I'm calling. That's Mylin Anandola. She's available for you 24/7 and it's going to give you the best advice and the best professional help that you can possibly get. Well, thanks for being with us today. I'm David Nguyen. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, David. And I'll see you soon.